Hey guys, got a really interesting video for you today. I'm really excited. I've been waiting a very long time to open this. I've had it for about 5 years. It is a food packet long range patrol chicken and rice menu number 8. Yeah, I'm really excited to open it up and show you guys what's inside and kind of talk about it. But first, before we get into that, sponsors of today's video are Brownells, Good Camo, Krushinki Co., and others. All the affiliate codes and discounts are in my link tree in my bio on Instagram, bush_plaid. Thank you to all those individuals and companies to help keep the page and the channel running. Really appreciate it. All right, so food packet long range patrol. I have opened a couple of the more modern ones of these while I've been out and about doing stuff. They still make them. They're very hard to get. They're very rare, even in the DoD today. This one is interesting. Most of the ones I've seen are either a light green-gray, weird, canvasy nylon material, early Vietnam War, or a dark green packaging, late Vietnam War. And this one is dark brown, as you can see. And the only dark brown rations I've seen are Mountain House freeze-dried backpacking meals from the early and mid-'80s. So I have no idea when this was made. I'm going to assume it was the 80s, so it's pushing 40 years old. I've had it, like I said, for about 5 years. The reason I'm doing this is I want to make it as a video of how long does freeze-dried food last. We've seen Steve 1989 on YouTube eat old, sorry, allergies, congested. We've seen Steve 1989 on YouTube eat old freeze-dried meals all the way back to the 60s, late 50s. But also those were generally kept in somewhat of a controlled environment, maybe someone's basement and whatnot. This has moved around. It's been in bins. It's been out in Maine, in El Paso, and now here in Appalachia. So it's multiple variables. And with the previous hurricane that just happened, Helene, coming through here in western North Carolina, people with their emergency food and whatnot and their preparedness stores, may or may not have freeze-dried food. So this video kind of serves as a, well, all that freeze-dried food you have will actually last X. The expiration date on most freeze-dried food is 25 years, right? So we're going to open this up and see. Like I said, I don't know what year this was made. I'm going to assume it was the mid-'80s. So, these food packet long-range patrols, the freeze-dried main, comes in this cardboard sleeve to prevent pinholes so that the freeze-dried, the vacuum-packed packaging, its seal doesn't get broken, right? And then air gets in it, moisture gets in it. So they package them in these cardboard sleeves. So open this up. Okay, see, now this makes me think it's really from the 70s. This is an old MCI. So before the MRE, which was introduced in 1981, the Meal Combat Individual was issued with these small plastic off-white colored spoons. I've got toilet paper. You can smell it. Now see, oh my God, Oregon freeze-dried. Oregon freeze-dried. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. That's so cool. So yeah, so this goes in here. And it's been sitting here for God knows how long. We might be able to tell in the accessory packet to prevent pinholes. What I do on my personal Mountain House meals, the freeze-dried meals that they sell, the modern versions of these, I take note cards, like index cards, thick index cards, and I electrical tape them because it's in a square. I electrical tape them. I do a full one, and then they're a bigger square. So I cut another one in half to cover the sides, and I electrical tape it around the sides to create something like this. I took that idea from this. Oh my God, this is incredible. I have no idea how old this is because it doesn't have the date stamps like MRE would. So this is the main. You have your spoon, your toilet paper, and then, oh, it smells so good. You have your accessory packet for menu number 8. Chocolate fudge bar, cocoa beverage, matches, coffee cream with sugar, coffee cream sugar, interdental stimulator, which is like a complex toothpick. So basically, here, let's open it up. So this must be issue because the civilian rations of MRE, oh my God, the civilian Mountain House backpacking meals weren't. Oh my God! Here's your matches, typical matches. Here is the chocolate fudge, made by Falcon Candy Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And does it have sorbitol? Sorbitol is the thing that goes bad in these older candies. Cocoa beverage powder. It feels a little hardened. Cocoa beverage powder, which makes sense because it's not vacuum packed. Coffee instant type 2. Yeah, coffee. Hold on. Ooh, this one's all right. It comes with 2 coffees. So if you look at it, really, the only food in this ration is the main, the chicken and rice, and a chocolate fudge bar, which by the size and it's 1 3/4 ounce, I'd say this is probably 200 calories worth of chocolate fudge, unless yeah, even the ingredients, there's not like a lot to like make it more calorically dense. So I would say that's probably 200 calories. And with the size of this main, I'd say this is maybe 400 calories. So you're looking at sub 700 calories for the entire ration, which is one meal. So the cocoa is hardened. This coffee instant type 2, it's hardened. This coffee instant type 2, coffee instant type 1 and type 2 are spray dried as opposed to freeze dried. It's a different process, but it's finer granules than that chunky freeze dried granules. This one isn't, so I'll probably drink that later. The cream dry substitute is hardened, and the sugar isn't hardened, but it feels like the packet feels, it's not moist, it feels dampened. So the sugar's probably good. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't drink coffee with sugar anyway. And then this is the Stemudent interdental stimulator. Let's see if we can get that in the camera, right? And it is. This will be the first thing we open. Check it out. It's a fucking toothpick, but it's got 2 points on the end. And it's got this groove, and that's obviously either you could break it in half, you could break it into 2 pieces. Yeah, you could snap it into 2 pieces, right? Or you could have kept it together to use, I don't know, in between your teeth. But yeah, it comes apart, and there's your is it? No, it's not flavored. It smells. These accessory packets, I'm going to say the packaging with the accessory packet, the label on this, and having coffee instant type 2. And the fudge, because this is the way that they package the candy in the MCI meal and with the spoon, the Meal Combat Individual. The way that they pack, I'm going to say that this is late 70s. So this is the late 70s. But these accessory packets from the MCI accessory packets have this certain smell. It's a mixture. It's not bad, right? But it smells really good. So I'm going to say, I'm not going to give it a specific date, but from the ones I've seen from the very early 80s in the dark green pouches, and then from the ones I've seen from the 80s, and then the light green gray pouches, which are Vietnam era ones, which are late 60s, 68, 69, and then early 70s. I'm going to say that this is late 70s. I'm going to say that this is between 75 and 80, which puts it at 45 years old. Now this is, do I open it? So it's in the sleeve, right? And it protects it from pinholes. And to be able to, hold on, to be able to tell if it's compromised or not, when you squeeze a freeze-dried main, a freeze-dried ration, or something vacuum packed like this, when you squeeze it, there's no give, which means it's rock solid, which means that there haven't been any pinholes, there hasn't been any compromises to the packaging. You can, is it delaminating? It's not. Look at that. It's fucking perfect, dude. This is the outer packaging, by the way. There's an inner bag in here. You can see this square bit right here? There's an inner packaging in here. I'm going to hold that up to the camera, get a good shot of that. All right, you ready? Oh, I've had this for so long. I'm so excited. Let's see. We're going to get a nice hiss. Did we get it? Yeah, we did. I didn't know if we got the seal or not. All right. First, opening it up, giving it a sniff. Not a fucking thing. So, there's a little... Nope, that's packaging. So, the thing about freeze-dried rations, freeze-dried food, is depending on how old it is, if it has a smell to it, it probably isn't good. Freeze-dried food should not have a smell to it. Now, the inside of the packaging smells stale, but it's got this cardboard. What is? That's the bottom of the packaging. The bottom, like to keep it up. Now, see how it has those? It's kind of got this greasy texture on this paper. Now, I don't know if that's because it was wax, like cardboard. The plastic's a little greasy here. Let's give it a, here, take a look. Let's give it a whiff. I mean, it doesn't smell stale. It doesn't smell stale. It just, dude, it's still got that freeze-dried crumble. It's a little soft. Okay? It's a little soft. Also don't want to ruin some of this because I want to keep some of it for display. That's garbage, that's garbage, that's garbage. All right. This is the one I can drink. Do you want me to open up the chocolate fudge? I'm not going to eat it. We'll open up the chocolate fudge for dessert. All right, let's open up this MCI spoon. Let's get a little bit of water. We're just going to reconstitute a little bit, see what it looks like rehydrated. Let it sit for a minute. I'm also not doing it with hot water because these were originally designed for the LERPs in Vietnam, and they generally wouldn't use anything, right? They wouldn't use anything to heat their meals. They'd eat them cold. They'd cold camp, you know, the phrase cold camping. But it says right here, caution, inner bag is open on one side. Remove it carefully, opening outer bag upright to avoid spilling contents. Tear bag open at notches. Add half a canteen cup hot or cold water to food and bag. Let soak for about 5 minutes. Add more water if desired. Maybe eaten dry. Eating dry freeze-dried food is not a good idea. It dehydrates you quicker and it sucks out the minerals in your system quicker. Oh, I can smell it. I can smell the chicken. Doesn't. Oh my God, that smells good. It would smell even better if I was using warm water. Now, your question is, are you going to try it? I am not. If this was beef stew, if this had more vegetables in it, if this was a beef-based thing, I might eat it. I might try a bite. I don't know if I fucking swallow it. I might try if it was beef, I would. But because it's chicken and salmonella and botulism and all of those delicious things that you can get from them, or get from poultry, I I will not be indulging myself today. I am doing this. Let me rephrase. It passed the sniff test for a freeze-dried meal that's approximately 40 years old. It passed the sniff test. It's, oh my God, that smells so fucking good. It smells like fucking chicken and rice. Like a modern day Mountain House chicken and rice. Oh my God. It's so tempting to try too. You can see the chickens slowly reconstituting because it's been freeze-dried for 40 years. While that's soaking up the water I put in there, let's open up this chocolate fudge bar. Let's see, is there any blooming? So blooming is this. It has bloomed. Ooh. Está no bueno. So notice that fucking split on it? Yeah, it's bloomed. So see the light coloring? What blooming is, it's the fat separation in chocolate. So the milk fats, the milk solids separate from the chocolate. See how it comes out like that? Am I going to try a bite of that? I don't know, because look at that little green spot on it. I don't know. Let's crack it open. Chocolate fudge. Oh, God. There we go. Oh, it's got that sorbitol smell. I've opened a few MCI, the canned rations that have these chocolate fudges in them. And it's got that quintessential, it's like a sickening. Yeah, see, why I'm not going to try this, I'll show you. Can you see where the chocolate fudge on the inside is separating from the chocolate, which means that fudge center, it's doing it right there. Well, is that where the split is? Yeah, you can see the crack all along. It means that fudge center at some point in the last 40 years has expanded. Bigger than it was when it was made. All right, I'll take a nibble on the outside. Let's see. Ugh. Oh, great. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Sorry. My mouth is going to... Oh, fuck. I've eaten that. Oh, bleh. I've eaten those before. Let's get some of this water. Rinse my mouth out. My mouth is going to taste like that for the rest of the day. When sorbitol expires... Oh, that's heinous. Oh, that's heinous. I've tasted it before. I know what I know that taste. It's not pleasant. There's really no way to describe it unless you've had them, had those before, and you know it's bad. This is still reconstituting a bit. A little liquidy. It's obvious because it's cold. From anecdotes from LERP guys in Vietnam, they generally would put it with less water. It still would have that crunchy. Let's pull a piece of chicken out. Put it to the camera. Let's see. Ooh, it's squeezed. Oh, there we go. It's split. Is it? It's still a little dry in the center. And that's because I'm using cold water. Anecdote, Vietnam, LERPs. They really did eat these cold most of the time, and they ate them not with a lot of water, so they weren't fully reconstituted, so they were a little crunchy. And from one of the anecdotes I read, they did that because it changed up the monotony of what they were eating. You know, sometimes it would be slop, very wet and completely constituted. Sometimes it would be a little crunchy, just to change up the monotony. Because if you think about it, a lot of those guys on those long-range patrols, they would bring maybe one of these, maybe two, depending on how long the mission was, and obviously weight of everything else, mission essential kit, etc. They might bring one a day. So you see what's in here. Like, it's this main and this fucking chocolate bar. And that's the whole main, right? Oh, it smells so good. I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. It smells so good though. That's what good. Sorry. Well, there you go. I'm happy I opened it. I've been putting it off for years. Oregon freeze-dried chicken and rice with that chocolate fudge. Ugh, my mouth still tastes like shit. I'd say this is about 40 years old. I would say this is late 70s. I don't know. I'll send a couple pictures of this to Steve 1989, see if he can date it better for me. Couldn't find any pictures of it online. There you go. Food packet. Long range patrol. Chicken and rice. Menu number 8. Circa 1975, 77. There you go. How long does freeze-dried food last? If I was starving, would I try that? If I had hot water, yes. It smells amazing. Didn't have any stale smell. It smells amazing while it's reconstituting. I think it's completely edible still. In an emergency situation, like if you had a stockpile of freeze-dried food, 20 years, 30 years, and it was either that or starve, would I eat this? 100%. 100%. I still think it's absolutely fine. Would I eat it? Well, I would make it with warm water, and I would eat 1 spoonful with maybe 2 pieces of the little chicken chunks and sit and let it see what it does to my stomach. And if it hasn't done anything to my stomach and I'm not shitting my brains out or throwing up or getting hot and sweaty, like the meat sweaty, yeah, I'd eat it. Slowly, definitely slowly. There you go. Chicken and rice. Freeze-dried. I wouldn't say that freeze-dried food lasts indefinitely, but it fucking lasts a long time. All right. Y'all have a good one.